Okay, so let me just start by saying that Max International is in Salt Lake City, Utah, USA. I represent them at this for tonight. My name is Robert Chan. I've been doing this business for the past 11 years. Okay, so the contents of this presentation do not constitute medical advice, and they do not represent the policies of Max International. Right? Citations, I've added citations where it is possible to reference original source materials. Right? My job in all of this is actually to collate and bring all the information together so that it becomes palatable for the people who are listening, right? Because if we go into the peer review reports and all that I've read, it may not be so easy to understand the subject. Okay, so this evening I share with you the knowledge that I've acquired in the last 11 years. Okay, so tonight's topic is there a 100% bioavailable glutathione? Okay, before we go into whether there is a 100% bioavailable glutathione, let us maybe reflect on how most of us process information. Okay, most of us listen to the Zoom meetings, come to the office or listen to somebody speak. And normally, the information goes into us and it comes out the other side. We don't retain any of it because most probably it is not important. Okay, so it's a very superficial understanding. I've been doing this for 11 years. I've seen this countless times. I keep repeating the same thing, For the past 11 years, I keep repeating the same old thing. And there are still people who come to me and say, hey, Robert, why is it like that, Because everybody is listening, but not absorbing it. So maybe for tonight, especially for tonight, just pick on the few points that are important. You don't have to remember the whole presentation. Okay, so let's get into it. So what does bioavailability mean? Okay, bioavailability is defined as the extent to which our body absorbs nutrients. Okay, now 100% bioavailable means that the nutrient is totally used by the body without any wastage. Okay, because there are wastages. There are a lot of vitamins and minerals that are outside on the market that you buy that are wasted because you don't actually need that much. So let's get into what glutathione is, right? The simple thing about glutathione, it is one of the 5 major antioxidants that we have in our cells, right? Don't think about the other antioxidants. Just think of all these 5, all right? These are the main and they are the major network antioxidants that we have. Now, in which are the 5? In our cell, we have vitamin C, we have vitamin E, which are considered exogenous, external antioxidants that we have to take because our body don't produce them. And then we have the endogenous coenzyme Q10, alpha lipoic acid, and of course, glutathione. These are considered internal antioxidants, antioxidants that are endogenous. They are inside our body and they are produced by our body. All right. So in all cells, our whole body requires the following components to survive. We need air, we need water, we need food, and finally, the most important thing that we need in our body are antioxidants. So there are thousands of antioxidants. There are antioxidants that are not antioxidants, right? There are antioxidants that nobody dare to push because some of them, if you have too much of these antioxidants, they become toxic, all right? But safely, we are talking about an antioxidant that will never become toxic. To give you two examples of toxic antioxidants. Selenium, if taken in large quantity, becomes toxic. Vitamin A, if taken in large dosages, becomes toxic in our body. So we are talking about antioxidants, and when any of these, air, water, food, and antioxidants, they are lacking, our cells, our body suffers, and when they are absent, our cell die. Okay, just to show you the significance of this. This is the research that has been done for the past 40 years, or 14,676 days on the 8th of March, right, which is today, right? Alpha lipoic acid, the whole range, the 5 major antioxidants, and we have alpha lipoic acid, coenzyme Q10, vitamin E. You see, the numbers show you the peer review reports, the peer review citations, all right? And you can see from here that glutathione in 1983 was only 9,793 research peer-reviewed reports. But in 2023, it has shot up to 174,904. So in no time, by the end of this year, I'll be talking to you about 175,000 peer-reviewed reports. This is how significant it is, because you may look at the figures and think that, no, it's nothing much, but look at this figure here. For the past 40 years, every day, 14,676 days, every day, right? On the average, use 11.25 peer-reviewed reports are sent into PubMed. So you can imagine the amount of research that is actually put into this. Now, just to give you an indication of how long I have kept these records. When I was doing this in 2012, these were the figures. These were the figures in 2013, July 2013. You see how much it has shot up? In 10 years, every 10 years, it has gone up like that. All right? 30 years, it's gone like that. And in the last 10 years, it has shot up by 60 over 1,000. All right, which is an average of about 60 peer-reviewed reports, 6,000 every year, which works up to about maybe 15 or 16 per day. Okay. Now, to look at a pie chart, it'll give you the significance of glutathione, because glutathione occupies more than half of the research compared to the other 4 antioxidants that we are talking about. Okay. So these are the figures, 11.25 citations per day for the past 40 years, every single day, 11.25. And it is ever rising in recent times. As I see the figures, they are going higher and higher. Now, glutathione is the most abundant antioxidant in our body and also the most important and potent. There's a misconception about glutathione that I'll go into in a little while, but let us look at the body, our body, and where our glutathione is. We have the most glutathione in the liver, followed by the kidney, followed by our eye, and the least amount of glutathione that we have are in the brain and in the ear. So as you get older, okay, neurodegenerative diseases come into play because you don't have sufficient glutathione to support your brain, and you start to get hard of hearing because you don't have sufficient glutathione to look after your ear. And all of these add up. They add up because every day we need 250 to 300 milligrams of glutathione. So an intravenous jab, going to see the doctor and getting a prescription to do it one day will not help you. It will not help you. Besides being not effective, it is a waste of your time and your money because you cannot unlike taking supplementation, continue to take it every day. So your glutathione levels per day matches what is required by your body. All right, so glutathione is one of the only antioxidants that can recycle itself. This is what makes glutathione special, because it recycles itself. All right, if you want some in-depth information into this, when I'm doing a more serious or doing a more in-depth presentation, I will let you know how it actually is done. Okay, so it assists other antioxidants to recycle also, but unlike other antioxidants, it never becomes a damaged molecule, or it doesn't become a free radical, right? I'm making it easy for the layman, because this we put this presentation on the internet, so some people can reference it anytime they want. So sometimes to use jargon like a free radical, so referring it to as a damaged molecule is more than sufficient to bring the idea across. Now, this is the reason why glutathione is commonly referred to as the body's master antioxidant, because of this, because of all the things that it does. And what does it do? Glutathione neutralizes free radicals resulting from pollutants, toxins, smoking, medication, trauma, burns, radiation, infection, poor diet, insufficient intake of vitamins and nutrients, excessive alcohol, aging, stress, too little exercise, and at the other extreme, too much exercise. Without glutathione, our cells would disintegrate from unrestrained oxidation. There will be so many free radicals that it will be impossible for us to survive. Glutathione is also the primary detoxifier of the cell and also a very powerful chelator of heavy metal. Right? This chelator part of it is very important because glutathione can chelate one of the most dangerous metals that we have in our body, which is mercury. And it actually aims for the mercury and removes them from our body. Right? So let's look at the process of detoxification and elimination. Toxins enter our body, right? Have no doubt about it. It comes into us. We inhale it every day. We absorb it through our skins because we touch everything, right? And through our ingested into our gastrointestinal tract. So it goes into our body in different ways. Now, our body, of course, being what it is, will detoxify all these toxins using the liver, and after it disperse them by sending them out through the lungs, through the skin, through the kidneys, and through the colon. Now, do not be naive and think that all the toxin will be eliminated from our body. It is impossible for that to happen because we don't have sufficient antioxidants that work in that way to detoxify us for this to happen. So what actually happens is that the toxins stay in our body. And when you have water-soluble toxins, we have cellular inflammation. It goes into our blood, goes into our joints, our muscles, and our tissues. Now, for the more toxic or fat-soluble toxins, what actually happens is they go into the bone marrow, our central nervous system, our brain, fat cells, and to our liver. And if left untreated, we start getting chronic diseases. So how does glutathione help in detoxifying us? First, it can combine with the toxin. All right, it's complicated by making it easy, so it's easy for everybody to understand. All right, and convert it into a water-soluble conjugate or a glutathione complex. It gets detoxified by the liver and kidney and broken into smaller pieces and it is excreted from our body, whether through our sweat or whatever, our bile, So one of the reasons why our cellular glutathione levels are depleted or compromised. This is one of the reasons, because it is expelled from our body together with the toxins, the heavy metals, the drugs, the bacteria, and the carcinogens. So glutathione is also the protector and modulator of our body's immune system. Now, our body's immune system is very special. Okay, it's something that is balanced, right? So an immune system that is overreacting will cause you all these diseases. An immune system that is underreacting, is not reacting the correct way, then you get cancer, hepatitis, HIV, shingles, TB, infectious virus, bacteria, etc. So what we must actually have is for our body to be balanced. Our immune system must be balanced, and this is what glutathione does for our body. So our immune system protects us from pathogens, damaged cells, antigens. It get rid of viruses, bacteria, parasites, fungus, and toxins. But glutathione also helps our immune system to activate this. I always emphasize this because it's very important. Glutathione helps our immune system to activate accurate, optimal, and balanced response. All right. One famous, I call it the analogy of how this is that from Dr. Amir, is that you have a fire, right? So instead of sending the fire brigade, you send the police. They're not going to do. What is the police going to be doing at a fire? All right. So we must send the proper and correct response. So glutathione neutralizes, detoxifies, heals, and repairs our damaged tissues. So without glutathione, there will be no resistance to cellular damage, diseases, and chronic inflammation. All right. Now, as our body age, our glutathione levels decrease. It is not only glutathione that decrease. In fact, every antioxidant that we have in our body decreases. But the significance of each antioxidant is such that there is the master of the antioxidants. So our defense system against infection, physical aging, physical stress, cellular damage starts to deteriorate. So as we get older, we become sick. We start to forget things, right? So glutathione levels have been found to decrease by 10 to 15% every 10 years. And as we get older, worse happens. So as far as the scientists are concerned, they believe that cellular dysfunction, your cells start to malfunction as early as 30% when your glutathione level is down by 30%, which is around this age, when you're 50 years old. So if you are 50, 40 something, 50 years old, please be careful, monitor the signs. And if you do something about it, there could still be help. So research have shown that individuals with low glutathione levels have a very high association with illness. All right. So let's just go into our subject matter today. Glutathione. What is it? Glutathione is made up of 3 amino acids. It is one of the only amino acids, one of the only compound that we have inside our cell that is manufactured or produced inside the cell. All right. Okay, this is one of the most fundamental reasons why some of the other forms of glutathione cannot be 100% bioavailable. So what are the 3 amino acids? We're talking about glutamic acid. And when you have cysteine inside the cell, this is all inside the cell. It's all intracellular, it's all inside the cell. So when you have cysteine, glutamic acid using ATP couples with cysteine to produce gamma glutamyl cysteine. And from the gamma glutamyl cysteine combines using ATP again with glycine to produce your glutathione molecule. Okay. This is how glutathione is formed inside our body. Vitamin C is not formed inside the body. Alpha-lipoic acid is not formed inside the cell. Coenzyme Q10 is not formed inside the cell. Vitamin E is not formed inside the cell. The only one that actually works with this is glutathione. And the most important thing for you to remember is it requires ATP, adenosine triphosphate. And just for your added information, some information that maybe you're not aware of. Glutathione, the production of glutathione uses 6% of the ATP that we have inside the body. All right, you're just thinking, oh, we require ATP, how much ATP I do? 6% of our total body's ATP is used to produce glutathione. This is how important glutathione is. So the only bioavailable or 100% bioavailable glutathione is the one that is produced inside your cell, not through your intravenous, not through your oral glutathione. Doesn't matter if it's liposomal or whatever, acetal, anything you can name it. It must be produced. It cannot be already produced. You cannot have commercially produced glutathione and try and force it into the cell. All right? This is fundamental in understanding the seriousness or wasting of your time. If you have a serious illness and you're looking for a remedy, let's put it that way, and you've heard and you've read that glutathione is so good, it is criminal. It is criminal for doctors to prescribe commercially produced glutathione, because when it goes into our body, the uptake or the bioavailability of that is so minimal. This is the seriousness of all of this. Now, so if you have the 3 component amino acid, which are called the building blocks, you create the glutathione molecule together, of course, with ATP. However, the problem is that cysteine is a critical factor in the overall biosynthesis. When creating this glutathione molecule, cysteine is the problem. Cysteine is considered the rate limiting factor for glutathione production. So because we don't have cysteine, we miss out on the building block. No cysteine, no glutathione. It is the second step in the production of glutathione. Glutamic acid combines with cysteine to create gamma glutamyl cysteine using ATP. But without the cysteine, gamma glutamyl cysteine is not produced. So if gamma glutamyl cysteine is not produced, don't talk about the other components that are required. Glutathione cannot be made. All right. So we listen to Dr. Robert Keller. He's the top physicians from 2003 to 2008, named one of the world's top 2,000 outstanding scientists. This is what he says.
If you use a glutathione supplement, it will be destroyed in your stomach before it is absorbed in your body.
And even if glutathione could reach the cells, the glutathione molecule is simply too big and heavy to pass through the cell membrane.
Look at it this way. You've got a hole this big and a substance this big. It doesn't fit in very well.
So scientifically, to explain that, it's actually that there is no channel in our cell to absorb the gigantic glutathione molecule. It's as big as the oxygen molecule, it's as big as the water molecule. So it doesn't work, all right? But if you want to continue to insist that if you use the volume, if you take it long enough, you inject it fast enough, it's going to be absorbed by your body, you can have your idea. But scientifically, it doesn't work. And the problem is you can spend a lot of money buying a lot of the product, but the uptake, even if what they say is true, the uptake is minimal. So you're actually wasting your money. So what must we do to increase intracellular glutathione level? I tell you what, you look for me, you look for Max Associates. We are in 21 countries, okay? The latest is in Mexico, all right? And we started in 2007. We celebrated our 15-year anniversary last year, 2022. And we have more than 1 million associates worldwide. You'll never miss us, all right? You will never, ever miss us. We have offices in almost everywhere. So, what is this product that you have that guarantees 100% bioavailability? 25 years of research by Dr. Herbert T. Nagasawa, 54 peer-reviewed articles spanning over 36 years. Proof of concept was published in 1987. The product is actually ribosine. Ribose and cysteine combine to create a new compound that can be absorbed by ourselves. So it is considered, right? It's not glutathione, right? Okay, this is not glutathione. It is called a cysteine delivery system. Remember, we are short of cysteine. So we are not trying to inject or to give glutathione to our body. We are sending the crucial amino acid into our body to create the glutathione molecule. And it is exclusive only from Max International. All right? From 1987, 37 years ago, we are still the top with results of enhancing glutathione in our body. And until today, we have no competition. Nobody comes even close. I will be struck down if I hear somebody telling me that I take this product and it is 100% bioavailable. There is no such product. The only product that is on the market is ribosine, which is available from our Max One. Okay, so this is the science. Look at the science. Ribose and cysteine with a fully protected sulfidyl group, and the ribose, you know, it unlike cysteine, if you're taking cysteine supplement by itself, the cysteine gets coupled, right? It decomposes and creates cysteine, which may be toxic to our body. But in this instance, because the ribose is protecting the cysteine, when it goes into the cell, when it gets hydrated, the ribose creates the ATP. Remember the ATP? In order to produce glutathione, we require 6% of the ATP that we have inside our body. We are now, with ribosine, supplying the ATP to the body to produce, how good is that? To produce the glutathione molecule inside the cell. It increases because of its bioavailability. It increases the glutathione level by 828% compared to whether you have oral glutathione, whether you have intravenous glutathione, or what have you. All right? Now, this is your 100% bioavailable solution. So what are you waiting for? I'll give you even more proof, right? Studies were clinically proven studies were made on glutathione levels in liver cells. Ribosine is 300% more effective in raising glutathione compared to NAC. NAC is the other cysteine delivery system that is used by the doctor, but because NAC may become toxic, it is not allowed to be sold in Malaysia, or even for that matter in Singapore. Okay. So here we have, these are the prices, Malaysian prices, okay, for Max 1. And we have the Celgivity prices. But look for the person who introduced you to the product, and they will be able to give you the prices. Okay. And then I have been taking Max 1 for more than 11 years. I take no other supplement. Not vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams. No, we only need 70 milligrams of vitamin C. The rest of the 900 and so on vitamin C is wasted because we have very expensive, well, it's not expensive because vitamin C is not very expensive. We have vitamin CP, right? So I don't take any other supplement except ribosine, the glutathione precursor. So ask yourself this: what other supplement have you been taking this past 11 years? How many products have you become a guinea pig for? How good have the products been? Ask your heart, and when you're ready to make the move, go for the 100% bioavailable solution to increasing your glutathione levels. All right? So stay safe and well, and thank you very much. Live long and prosper. Thank you very much.